Well, just remember, this is his first qualification ever on an oval.
And Nigel has just taken the green flag. Now, let's consider some of the history in the past month of this man. He cracked a wall at Phoenix. He had a terrible bruising injury to his back. Still, he came back and sat on the pole at Long Beach. Then he went to the hospital for surgery. They put over 100 stitches in his back to try and drain blood out of the cavity. On Wednesday, just 14 days after that surgery, he arrived here at the Speedway to start his rookie test. Rookie for a world champion. Nevertheless, it's required. He started at the 185-mile-an-hour phase in the morning. By the end of the afternoon, he had passed the test, was running fourth quick of the day at 224 miles an hour. He's just completed his first lap in qualification attempt at the Speedway at 219.984 miles an hour.
That was probably the best first day that a driver has ever had at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, that last Tuesday.
Jack Arute, you have an update.
Well, Paul, in that last practice session this morning, they had a problem with their pop-off valve. They exchanged valves. It is untried and untested. They were extremely concerned about this qualifying run. But the one thing that offset that concern is his fastest time of the month was set at almost precisely this time in the afternoon.
Well, Nigel Mansell on the straightaway. He's completed his second lap at 218.013 miles an hour. Bobby, the speed's fallen off a bit.
Yes, it is, Paul, but by the same token, not exactly. As he came out of turn 2 here, he kind of got him a breath because he's not quite in the groove. He's out a little bit wide, and he's into turn 2 just a little bit early. He's missing the groove by probably 2 to 3 feet in places.
In the inevitable comparison with his teammate Mario, Bobby, Nigel is not posting the numbers. He doesn't have quite as high straightaway speed, and he's way off in the turns.
Well, when you come out of turn 2, for example, slow, where I am, you're going to be slow down the straightaway. The same thing is going to be where you guys are, Sam.
Because the straightaways here are 5/8 of a mile long each, the exit to the second and fourth turn is absolutely critical. Nigel Mansell carrying 230 down the main stretch and then 212 in the first turn. His third lap at 218.124.
As he came through turn 2 this time, he was high all the way around turn 2. Smooth, but a little too high. Missed the groove by about 1.5 feet again, Paul.
A defending Formula One champion has never won Indy, interestingly.
An interesting change in career path, too. The reigning world champion waves off. Nigel Mansell will not take this run. He was averaging 218.7 miles an hour. Gary Gerald, you're with Carl Haas, the car owner.
Carl, just before they waved him off, you were saying you didn't want to take it even though you weren't in headset range with your crew. Why?
Oh, we think we can go faster later in the day. We had a bad valve this morning, and it really messed them up.
You didn't get any practice time after you changed the valve, is that correct?
Well, yeah, but I think it didn't do anything different, right?
Okay, so we will look forward to seeing you later in the day?
Yeah, he'll get back in the line, yeah.
And still a threat for the pole?
Well, there's a lot of time left, sure.
Okay, thanks, Carl.
There may be the strategy that everybody else is thinking about. There may be a lot of time left in the day. Here's the way.